Hello everyone and welcome to the Sticky Wicket podcast. This is the weekly cricket show about the wonderful world of international cricket. I'm Joe McDougall. I'm joined here by Ed Crowther, Marty Drummond and Matt Davis aka Cheese. And this week on the podcast we're going to be starting off by discussing Alistair Cook's news that he has resigned as England Test captain. We're also then going to be looking back at the India versus England 2020 series that finished last week and the England tour as a whole over the winter to India. Marty's prepared a bit of a quiz for us after that, and then we will go on to discuss the Australia versus New Zealand ODI series which finished a few days ago. We'll then spend some time discussing the goings on at the ICC after they held their yearly meetings over the weekend in Dubai. We'd also like to get your thoughts on everything that we've discussed. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram and YouTube by searching for the Sticky Wicket podcast. We're also on Twitter at CricketPod is the way you get in touch with us there. And you can find us on the platforms of SoundCloud and iTunes. Please hit subscribe on either of those platforms and you'll get our weekly podcast sent directly to your phone or tablet. Right then boys, so we'll start at the obvious place. Alistair Cook has done what no one is surprised about, what the news is coming out, but he's resigned his Test captaincy. There's a lot of sort of tributes and stuff coming out of the world of social media and stuff today. From an Antipodean perspective, boys, how is Alistair Cook going to be remembered?
Well, I mean, he's going to be remembered as an Ashes winning captain from my point of view. I mean, yeah, he's had his detractors, he's been dour at times, when he first came into the scene, he used to love putting down the boundary early on. But at the end of the day, he's won Ashes series. And that's
two Ashes series.
Well, okay, he's won two Ashes series. Not that we're counting, of course.
No.
But he has, and there's very few Englishmen alive today who probably say the same.
That's true. Good comeback.
It's very diplomatic, Marty. Most Aussies would say, I got hammered 5-0 in our place, and that would be it.
None of that.
Fair enough.
Well, he captained them to a draw against New Zealand and England, so that was a pretty good effort, I would have thought.
That's the highlight, yeah. Absolutely.
No, I mean, you look back on some of his achievements and he's been fantastic, and obviously, continuing on his run-scoring feats at the same time is a hell of an achievement. Yeah. Any England captain you've got to give a lot of respect to, so thumbs up to Alistair Cook.
I mean, how many games did he actually captain? It's like 59.
59, yeah.
59,
yeah. It's a record for England. Yeah.
That's so many games.
It shows how many games you play now. I think that's 4.5 years he was in charge. So so it's a lot of games, isn't it?
Well, it shows you how many games England plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Too many, really. I mean, I think. Obviously he was playing for half of that. Ridiculously, he was playing white ball cricket as well, which is a bit stupid, but. Yeah, 59 games in 4.5 years, it's a hell of a lot for any captain. And I think for a captain that has never really buzzed off the media side of things, he's never really enjoyed talking to the media. I don't think he enjoyed any of that side of things, so it must have been a hell of a drain on him. And he looked, by the end of the India series in December, I think he just looked completely shocked. So it's no surprise to anyone, but I think he's called it quits now.
No, I like Alistair, but I think he'll be remembered as a fantastic batsman in the end rather than a really fantastic captain. It's sad to see him go, and I would have thought I would have liked him to have carried on till the end of the Ashes.
Me too, yeah.
Because the scheduling's not too bad, and I remember when we won the 2015 Ashes, and you remember that I think it was Hussain, that famous redemption bit on commentary or whatever.
Absolutely.
But if you could go down there and right the wrongs of what obviously was a terrible experience last time, then that really would be redemption, and that'd be a nice natural point.
You go out on the high,
You'll just give yourself the opportunity to do it, and then whatever happened in that series, that's a nice natural sort of point where you can.
It's the end of the cycle.
Where you can start again.
At the end of an Ashes.
Yeah, because if you I suppose it'd be root, and if you. Say like Steyn, Rabada and Mork will get hold of us this summer when you start collapsing. Well, the West Indies aren't much test anyway, and then suddenly you're banging the Ashes, and it could be a bit of a rude awakening for whoever's next, which I presume will be rude. Yeah, rude awakening. Yeah.
That's why you're here, man. So I agree with that actually. I'd like to see him do the Ashes because I think there must have been a part of him. He's a very stubborn bloke. I think there must have been a part of him that after the last Down Under Ashes series, he must want to go there desperately and win. which he still might, but obviously he won't be captain. But I think the news this evening actually was that he was still very much keen on being part of the Test side going forward, which I think he'll love actually. I think without any of the pressures or the interviews or any of that sort of stuff, can stand at first slip, give some advice when he wants to. I think he could score tons of runs actually.
It's an interesting point because last week or the week before we were talking about India and the way that kind of Kohli taking over the Indian team, playing their Stony stable.
Yeah.
I think it's such a different different experience for Alistair Cook to stay in that team.
Yeah.
He's not the natural leader like a Dhoni was.
Yeah.
So for him to stay in that team, just shows on what he loves to do and what he's good at, which is batting. And let's face it, anyone be captain always can be Root, of course.
Yeah. It'll be a dream for Root because he's not the sort of Cook's not the sort of guy who's going to try and impart his advice or his tactics or anything on Root, but he'll just be there if Root needs him. Well, I'm sure he'll go to him and stuff and be quite good. I think the only the good thing in all of this is actually that when you think about it and the way the England team has evolved quite recently, I think there's a lot of guys, Stokes, Bairstow, Root himself, the younger Stokes certainly coming through, even Butler, the younger guys coming through playing in a different way to how Cook has spent most of his career playing. So I think actually to have a leader who's part of that sort of new group of quite aggressive, positive kind of cricketers, I think will probably fit the style of what the England team has become better than Cook has recently.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry, you go.
Has Root been named captain or something? You guys are talking like he's going to be captain.
Well, I can't.
Of course, there's nobody else, is there?
There's no one else.
Yeah. Is there anyone else at all at the front?
No.
Gary Ballance go back in the team.
No, and then
It's a serious question. Is there anyone else who could do it?
There's Stokes.
no, Stokes vice captain for me. Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
he's
that's best. He's the best person.
Is he not really a company man, though, Stokes? Is he? Or is he?
Is he what?
Is he a company man, like they like for an England captain, or he was?
Is he? What do you mean a company man?
He doesn't really play by the rules, does he?
He's not a yes man.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I think he'd be great as vice captain.
But
I don't think Joe Root's a yes man either.
Okay.
They're both quite aggressive.
Yeah. It's always been my view, but I mean this is an antipodean view, that England captain's often very much sort of an establishment type thing.
Yeah. Cambridge and Harrow and sterile. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the things have changed since the 30s.
Slightly.
Yeah, a little bit. Although Andrew Strauss and then Ali Cook, they're kind of ticking those boxes, aren't they? Go on.
I think that you're right though, like I'm touching on a point that you touched on quite earlier in this discussion, Joe, about Alistair Cook, the way that he's held himself in the media, although he's not really liked it. Man, he's gone through some pretty tough times, from that Kevin Peterson through to that Peter Moore's being dropped, and Alistair Cook's always come through it, pretty, looking pretty good. And, I think
absolutely.
As an England captain, with the amount of scrutiny and the amount of pressure that's always on him, he's held himself really well.
I completely agree. You just said it right, yeah. The way he's held himself throughout all of these tough situations, there's never, you just can't imagine ever being a scandal about him saying the wrong thing out away from the press or just behind closed doors. No one's got a bad word to say against him. He, in terms of where England were with cultural issues and all the bullying behaviour, all that kind of stuff, and those difficult times, to come in and lead it. He's done brilliantly in terms of setting the right example of how captains should behave, at least. And if his tactics are questionable occasionally, and aggression, that kind of thing, then fair enough. But you can't question his sort of the way to behave as a captain. He's done it perfectly.
Yeah. So what do you think his legacy will be? He's been around for a long time now. 59 games, as we said. What will people remember him by as the captain?
I think, as Ed said, I think he's definitely going to remember for a batsman rather than a captain. He could go on to break.
Yeah, but he'd be anyway, wouldn't he? I mean, given the amount of runs he scored, the tests he played, he'd always be remembered for a batsman. But for his captaincy, what would he remembered for?
Feast and famine for me. And his record bears it out. He's only drawn about 6 or 8 tests, and he's won and lost almost. It's like 20.
Won 24, lost 22.
Yeah, which says it all. So he comes in, he has a good team, wins in India, wins 2013 Ashes,
win in South Africa.
Yeah, but then you got Pryor, Swan, Panesar, Bell, Peterson. You've got the lot of guys who are hard to replace at some point, and then obviously they need replacing. It goes horribly wrong. Even worse than the Ashes for me was when we lost to Sri Lanka. I mean,
in that home series.
Yeah,
James Anderson.
Yeah. I mean that was to not be able to beat Sri Lanka in our country in May. Is just just
Those poor guys have been freezing up.
yeah.
They're all standing there with their hand warmers.
Yeah. That was, to me, that was the lower point. Just for the sheer how bad a result it was. And we always used to go to Australia and lose, but God, we always used to beat Sri Lanka at home. And except for that one-off test with Morley in '96 or whatever. But and then he, like I said, he had such resolve. He got it all together again, and then he won back the Ashes. And then he won in South Africa. And then it's gone wrong again in the last year. I mean, we should have been... Look, I am to Pakistan and Australia. I mean, we should have beaten them at home. And then obviously... I know we didn't expect to win India, but the way we especially folded it right at the end of the series and thing.
That fifth test was...
Yeah, so there's never been any in between ground really, and that's the sort of thing with England batting collapses. Suddenly we smash it everywhere, and then we collapse the next game, and feast and famine for me.
Yeah, I agree. With talk about what comes next. The obvious question, if it is Joe Root, I mean, I've not heard anyone not say it's Joe Root, apart from I think Graham Swan came out today and said it should be Stuart Broad, but I think that's I presume that's what it's only.
He'd use up all the reviews.
Yeah. I think he just wants a bowler to change hands. He just gets annoyed at how it's always a captain. The captain's always a batsman. But if it is Root, the obvious questions will then come out about which formats he's captain of. We mentioned it a couple of times before, actually, about my certain opinion. I think you agree, Ed, is that Root should just not play 2020 cricket.
Yeah.
That'd justify Owen Morgan being the white ball captain and then having carrying on with two different.
I don't think you even need to worry about Root as captain of the one-day team. I mean,
I agree. Yeah.
you've got Morgan and Butler anyway, so.
Yeah, I think you've got a captain there who'd probably be there for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And he's silenced a lot of critics in India, actually.
Yeah.
He played very well. And then I think you've got a ready-made replacement in Butler.
Butler did great in Bangladesh, so.
But is it not weird having like your test captain playing two other formats and not being captain? Or is it just the modern game that I mean?
I don't think that's weird.
I think it'd be, there's so much scrutiny on the test captain. I think it'd be nice for him to go on an ODI tour and
just bat.
And be a batsman. I think it'd be a lot easier. The question obviously will then come if Morgan stops getting runs and Root gets a ton of runs in the ODIs. Then that pressure will build up. So that might be a bit tricky. But
just touching on Morgan, I think I listened to the third podcast today. There's a little bit of scrutiny in this room about Morgan as well. He has a few critics, Ed Crowther.
We did admit that.
He's no Sam Billings, but he did okay, Actually, one other point I have, the other name we're saying there's nobody else that I've heard mentioned a few times, Sam Northeast, as an outside. Really? He is a good player, and he was a real prodigy when he was younger. Yeah. But apparently, everybody's really impressed with what a young captain is at Kent. And that was obviously. I mean, then you go into selection issues as well. But I've seen his name mentioned a few times as a, one to sort of bear in mind or whatever, yeah.
And what sort of age is he? Must be still quite young, is he?
No, he's about 25, 26 now, so I guess relatively young. But he was one of those, when he came on the scene, he was one of those, this guy's nailed on to play for England, and batting's not quite kicked on, but, from these things people are saying about McKent, apparently he's a pretty impressive young guy, and he might be just a left field thing to think about. Yeah,
surely not going to go down that road, are they? But
no, very unlikely.
You never know. But I think that I have read a few things today in that people, for whatever reason, people are saying that there needs to be a proper process in place. Even if it is going to be Joe Root, they need to obviously sit down and do almost an interview process, or presumably that's more just planning and getting everything right, rather than just come out tomorrow and give him the job, which maybe the ECB back in the day would have quite easily done. Yeah. But I don't know whether they'll do that.
Well, they said they're going to announce before they leave for the West Indies, and that's pretty soon. I mean, that's
2 or 3 weeks, is it?
No, it's before that. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. It'll not do any harm to make him. I don't know if they'll make him do some sort of presentation or whatever they'll make him do. And
well, I presume as well, because the West Indies that's just a one-day series.
One-day series, yeah.
So they'll want all of those questions about
done and dusted.
The white ball, red ball thing cleared up before they go there, because if they leave it hanging, then Morgan doesn't know what he's doing.
Honestly, I don't even think the white ball stuff's an issue. I just think they're solely concentrating on pointing a red ball captain. That's it.
And I think with Strauss's emphasis that he's put on white ball stuff since he's come in, I think he'll be desperate to keep that sort of solid unit together.
Also, I think with the Champions Trophy coming up, they'll be mad to it at some point.
Look how well we played in the one-day series in India.
Idiotic, basically.
Yeah.
If you want to make a tournament in your home country, you've got to change the captain to an untried captain.
That's very true.
Speaking of finishing up on the England-India series, I mean, last time we spoke was, I think, after the second T20 international. The third one, things went a little bit awry for England. They were doing okay, and then I think the 2-2 balls was Morgan and Root, I think, got out in consecutive deliveries, and then England lost 8 for 8 to get bowled out about 75 runs short of their total, which is a bit disastrous. But
Come on, mate.
just laughing, it's unbelievable. There's no hint of remorse. But as a whole, I mean, I suppose we'll look back at the whole series. England have come away with, they've won 2 games out of 11 in India. So lost 4-0 in the Test series, 2-1 in both the ODI and the T20 series. But actually, really, that white ball stuff, the ODI and the T20 series, surely England are actually in a pretty good place despite losing both.
Well, that ODI series, we could have won 3-0. I mean, I don't understand why Willie only bowled 5 overs in the second one. That could have been just one decent over at the change-up, and we lost by about 12 runs or whatever.
Yeah, that's enough, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and we were so close in the last one. Yeah, and we scored well over 300 and all. So we're not far. If we get them in our conditions and we pick a good seam bowling attack, we'll do our
The
right.
West Indies will be an interesting tour, won't it? Because you never quite know what they're going to do. It's very difficult to sort of predict, you know, what sort of side they'll have and what they're capable of on, you know, at home and things will be.
Well, if they get out Gale, Pollard, Russell, they're going to be formidable side. I mean, they're the World T20 champions, aren't they? As we well remember.
Yeah,
You kind of just got to put it behind you, right? Like it's not been ideal, but you know, hey, India, pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
So
very hard.
it's kind of a case.
But also, I think it's probably an element of the last match after a long tour.
Oh
It's
yeah.
tough, it's toughest in the world by far.
Yeah.
I mean, you often see that these sort of tours, the last match.
Well, it's in the Test series actually.
Yeah.
That was a pretty long tour. It was a horrible schedule of, I think, 2 in Bangladesh and then India. They played something like 7 tests in 8 weeks. And that last day, I think they were trying to cling up for a draw. They just fell apart. They just had enough. And it might have been the same sort of thing with the T20. It was just a step too far, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the end of the sort of the India tour for England then. So let's wrap that up. We will go on to talk about a wonderful Australia versus New Zealand series. We're all very much looking forward to touching on that. But I think before then, Marty's prepared a quiz for this week.
I have indeed, Joe. Now, after the success of last week's, I thought we might try and emulate this here. Also, because I sort of ran out of time today with preparing it. I know there was some criticism of me previously in regard to doing some questions that were before the First World War. So I thought what we're going to do today is we're going to do a similar list to Joe, and it's going to be the most dismissals by wicketkeeper.
Oh,
Indeed. But only in the last 25 years. Alright, so I'm after the top 21. So as before, we're going to start with cheese this time here. Now all these players, you definitely would have, you definitely know all of them. The question's going to be about your counting here. Because you're thinking back to players from the 90s, maybe the 80s.
This is about 8 years ago, from about 88.
I had to have played in the last 25 years.
Joe's got a notebook there.
Listen.
I'm going to get you to mark these down.
That is a good
So,
idea.
yeah, so test matches, most dismissals. By wicketkeepers.
Sangakkara.
Sangakkara is number 18 on the list.
He was Batman. That was a risky first one. There's more surefire ones than that.
I'm going to go Mark Belcher.
Mark Belcher is number 1 on the list.
Oh wow.
So we're going to keep him. So it's going to be 1, yep.
Pryor.
Pryor is number 6 on the list. Cheese.
Gilchrist.
Gilchrist is number 2 on the list. Very safe bet there for you. Joe.
Ian Healy?
Ian Healy is number 3 on the list. The Australians don't like changing their wicketkeepers. Ed. One's in.
I'm finding this really tricky.
Come on.
These are all pretty big names here we're talking about. Well, not all of them, it's a lie. But
My mind's gone really blank. Haddon? He must be on
Anthony's
there.
number 5 on the list.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
We had a long career after Gilchrist, didn't he, I guess?
Cheese.
Too long for some. Alex Stewart.
Alex Stewart is number 7 on the list. So everyone's got the right so far. Joe.
What, 25 years we're saying, are we?
Last 25 years, yeah.
It's about 88.
There's some big names you missed here, but
Oh no, my maths is shocking.
88.
I'd take that back.
Oh, God. I said
you have to pass soon if you want to get one.
No, there must be. What about Jack Russell?
Russell. Yes, number 14 on the list. Well done.
That's brilliant.
Ed?
Perore.
Oh, I think Ferrari is one.
Ferrari's
He's one.
Yes, I sneaked that one from you. He was your next one.
Yeah, the 12th man, love it.
The 12 man, yeah.
I literally have nothing.
There's some big ones here. Yes, it's just a couple of you definitely. There's a couple of New Zealanders here. More than 2.
Oh, Ian Smith.
Ian Smithy.
Smithy. Get him in there.
Smithy.
Oh, man.
Smith written down.
He was before that, wasn't he?
No.
No, he's to 92. So
Yep.
he's
Just before Lee Jamal. Tony Blaine.
I'm trying to think of lots of. Must be some Sri Lankans, Pakistanis.
Yes, we've not heard of Pakistani, have we?
Another Pakistani.
Not in Marek, man.
Oh, I've got one.
Oh, what's his name?
I'm not going to tell you because there's no point in looking at me, mate.
Okay, everyone's got one so far, Joe.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to think who even plays cricket.
How many? I don't know. Garrett Jones.
Oh,
Yeah, he was.
Yes, number 21.
decent.
Good guess.
Moin Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, number 20 on the list.
Oof. I thought you'd been a bit higher than that.
Overall, there's 9 left.
Oh, God.
Brendan McCallum.
Brendan McCullum, indeed.
Of course.
She's flying along here, 544.
I will say.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I think I'll.
It's got to be past here, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Pass?
Pass.
Hey, this is tough.
Don't he?
Yes.
Oh,
That's all I was going to get Jody. Pretty much number 4 on the list.
God almighty.
Sneaky.
You're going to mention him during this podcast.
Yeah. That's
That is real sneaky.
Alright, so it's 545.
How many more are there, buddy?
Yes, you have 2 more goes. Well, presumably 2 more goes.
Total, how many left?
Well, that's going to be also.
There's a lot left.
7 left.
I'm trying to think who was the West Indies wicketkeeper. Give me some names, come on.
Actually, the next 2 on the list, I'll give you that, are both West Indies.
Yeah, exactly. So who's been keeping for them for years?
Well, I know.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm going to have to pass. I don't want to waste much time here.
Alright, pass. Give you a clue, we've got a couple of West Indians, Pakistani, another New Zealander, a Sri Lankan, South African, and
Another South
and the other
African?
one I won't say because I'll give it away.
Boucher's done the whole thing, hasn't
Yeah.
he? De Villiers hasn't done much, surely.
De Villiers did not make the list, unfortunately. He's on the list, but he's a bit further down.
Is he? Yeah.
Was that your guess?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dujon?
No.
No.
Dujon finished in 91.
It's a bit.
Alright, so you basically now between Cheese and Ed.
I've got that guy's name in my head. West Indian fella.
You kick yourself with one of them.
can't even. Who took all the catches off Ambrose and Moss? Somebody was taking them. Like Atherton used to get out every game, and who was catching him?
Well, I don't even know if he was a wicketkeeper, but he wore a wicketkeeper's hat. No, Richie Richardson.
No, he's first left.
He's close to skipper.
Rashid Latif.
Who's that?
Number 22.
Oh.
Genius. All right, back. Where are we now?
No,
Joe, do you want to go? Let's get keeping the race.
I can't believe I can't think of a West Indian. There's 2 West Indians in there.
There's a very obvious one here. You're all missing.
Oh, it's going to be awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's sort of obvious. Sort of obvious on the left field one.
I'm out, I think. I'll
We're out.
leave you 2 to
Okay.
find it out.
Any other guesses?
So I already said Jeffrey Doosan, didn't I? He wasn't on the list.
Well, yeah. He just finished the year too early. Cheese, you know?
Just repeat the question, please, Marty. I think I might have one.
Most dismissals by a wicketkeeper in tests in the last 25 years.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, it's not played in tests in the last 25 years.
You said there's a Kiwi there, so
Yeah, there is.
BJ Walling.
There is.
PJ Wallins on that list.
Number 15 on the list.
Wow.
He's been playing since 2009, and he's got 157.
So Cheese wins.
No, you got another
Is it
go.
me?
Keep people the race.
Junior Murray?
Who?
Junior Murray?
That's Andy Murray's mum.
No. There's a West Indian. That was the only name I could think of.
Andy, but no.
Oh, right, okay.
God,
Cheers, Vince.
who are the
Cheers,
2
Vince.
Indies?
Alright, so we count it down. Number 19 on the list was Andy Flower. We had Dave Richardson from South Africa.
Wow.
I wasn't surprised. Jai Wardner from Sri Lanka with 156.
Jaya Warden.
He must have filled.
No, there's another one, Prasanna Jaya Warden.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
No, this is
It's not
Prasanna.
HAPW Joe Wardner. He played in 2000.
It's not the Halo.
It's,
Oh, okay,
it's
right,
Prasanna,
There's
yeah.
no in there.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Kamran Akmal, Pakistan. Danish Ramden,
Ramden.
West Indies.
Yeah.
Ridley Jacobs.
Ridley Jacobs. He was that left-handed batter who smashed it. Yes. Yeah.
Well done, Cheese. Got a nice little win there.
Well, thank you very much.
Right, thanks, Marty. That was painful. Just to get our own back, I suppose. It's time to talk about New Zealand, Australia. I'd love to sort of introduce it all, but I guess you guys probably watch the games more than we did, so I'll
Well,
let
I'm
you
quite
guys
happy to
talk
leave
about
this one
that.
to Cheese. Given New Zealand's, resounding victory in the series, you probably takes away with your views on the series and what you took away from it.
Number 1 team in the world, aren't we? No. Oh, right. No, it was
I
good.
think we went up to number 3 though, wasn't it?
Did we?
I think
That's
so.
an achievement. That's a good result. No, I'm questioning my capability of being on this podcast anymore, considering I voted that we'd be losing the series, but obviously any victory against Australia is awesome. So it was a couple of really good games. In particular, the first game at Eden Park was awesome.
Was that the one where Stoinis nearly stole?
Well, so
Yeah,
the first game was all the headlines that I saw, especially back home, was all about Storms. And
Yeah.
fair enough too. It's one of the great performances, and I've got the scorecard here. What he did, 146 runs. How many weeks did he take as well? 3 weeks as well. I mean, it's an amazing performance in a losing team.
Yeah.
But again, as we spoke about last week, this. The story to take away from this was just the dismal performance of Australia. I mean, you got Finch getting 4, Head getting 5, Hansen getting 7. The debutant, the one who never actually played played for his state before.
Oh, yeah.
He makes when you get 4 as well. I mean, it was just without Stoinis, they would have been bowled out for 130.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame to be sending a team over there. Without some of their top players. I mean, it would have been a great series, I think, without that.
Apart from the Smith injury, who else was not playing then? Warner was rested. was he?
Warner was rested, and who was the other one?
Wayne was out.
Wayne was meant to be the captain,
Yeah.
and he got pulled out on the morning of the first one day because of his back spasm, which apparently he's still suffering from. So Finch had been out of the team for ages, got brought back in, and then got brought back in as captain.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a bit of a shambles, to be honest. And I guess without Stoinis actually made a great game of it. I was so close to winning that match.
Yeah.
I was just right at the end there. Was it Williamson who got that run out?
Yeah, after missing a run out, I think about 20 runs before, Williamson sort of ran up to the stumps, tried to get the run out and missed it. But that was an excellent performance. But what a game! Again at Eden Park. I think I talked about it last week. Eden Park just seems to produce these games, which are just outstanding. Remember when England came over in that Test match against England at Eden Park?
Where Pryor said that.
Yeah. I mean, some games at Eden Park have been great in the last 5 years. But
Got a pretty good record there in all sports, haven't you?
Seem to.
Not lost in the rugby for like 40 years.
Interestingly, I had no idea. New Zealand have won 26 of the last 30 one-day internationals at home in New Zealand.
Wow.
4 of them have lost against Sri Lanka, so maybe that says how many times they come down. But New Zealand have got a really good record at home over the last few years, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, but what do you think that is? Is that to do with their conditions, or is it just the home crowd advantage?
The abusive crowd.
Who knows? Can be quite abusive. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I wish we could translate that into overseas, but I mean that's a pretty impressive record. So hopefully we can keep building on that. I thought in particular from a New Zealand perspective there was a few good things. I mean, after a few Strongbow siders on Saturday night sitting down to watch Lockie Ferguson bowl, he bowled fast, man. We were watching him bowl on Saturday night.
We used to play against the Nets, didn't we, when we were playing in New Zealand? He was quick on AstroTurf as well. It was not pleasant.
It was scary, but then to see him rock out there and bowl 150k, a few balls consistently, that was, that's pretty cool. Now New Zealand's got a couple of really quick bowlers. Mitchell Santner also had a really, really good series. He's sort of turning into a little bit of a Daniel Vittori player, maybe not as classy with the ball, but certainly a very good all-rounder. And then Trent Bolt getting a 6-foot.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But also the one, Dean Brownlee, who was supposed to be a middle order batsman, has reshaped himself as an opening batsman, come in, scored 60 odd in that second one day. It was turned out to be.
And they also had a couple of opportunities to choke and didn't, which must be a sort of a thing, turning a corner a bit on that front as well.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, so what was the story of the second one? I mean, it was on the second one there. I mean, I've heard something has been a problem down in Napier, isn't it?
There's been something,
Well, this is an outfield problem.
The outfield, it had been raining all morning and then it didn't get, it had the chance to dry and it sort of didn't turn into a playable situation. But I think the worst thing that came out of it was the way that they made the crowd sort of linger around and give them the hope until about 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they sort of kept them round. And
they did.
They kept sort of saying it's going to be soon to start, and
nobody's
rallying up, and there's no rain.
Yep. And then a few people started to try a Mexican wave, and they got booted out of the ground. It was like, these guys are like, what else are we supposed to do here? Cricket going on. So it was a bit of I think they got some bad press around that. They said they're going to have a review of it, but at the end of the day, Napier is a pretty good cricket ground. We've had some good success here, so I don't think we'll really take it away from them. But it was just a bit of a shame, but hey, New Zealand victory, it's always good.
It's a great win, isn't it, overall?
So what's on next for New Zealand? Have you got
South Africa next Friday they're over.
Okay. That's soon. Okay. Yeah.
That's soon.
ODIs, tests?
1 Test matches and one day, so a big series. But I think Morkel and Steyn are out, am I right? Do you have any idea?
Well, Stain's been out for ages with his shoulder.
I think Morkel might be.
I don't know about Morkel, but that Rabada looks good.
Don't think De Villiers is coming either.
No, well, he won't. He's not even coming to England, is he? For the Test matches already, so he won't, I presume he won't be going out there.
So it might be.
So Philander and Rabada.
Yeah, which is still a formidable attack.
Yeah, it's a handful in those conditions.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Who's coming over here? Should have stayed with them. He could be playing more. Whatever is it, Abbott or whatever his name is?
Yeah, that's very.
Yeah, he'd have been in the team.
That's true.
There you go.
Yeah, if he wasn't.
Yeah.
On sign call.
Yeah.
Let's not go down that road. I don't reckon that can of worms again with the crowd and go.
Hopefully we can't have any more excuses for a New Zealand one. South Africa are a top team and we'll look into the sort of game.
Yeah.
Very good. What's next for Australia? India.
What's next for Australia? Well, there's T20s against Sri Lanka coming up in a couple of weeks, which is round about the same time as they're playing in India.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it's really good scheduling. Fantastic.
Is that the one where they're playing in 2 different countries 2 days apart?
Yeah, that's the one. So there's a T20 MC. I think it's the MCG in Melbourne. There's one in Geelong, of all places.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much cricket's been played down there. And then I think it's Adelaide, maybe. I think the third one. But I think the Adelaide one is like the day before the first test or something like that against India. It's very strange. I mean, they're going to be different teams,
They have to be, yeah.
Well, they obviously have to be. But,
But
yeah, I've never heard that before of having like Australian teams, 2 proper, full Australian teams playing almost separate series at the
a
same
day
time.
apart on a different continent.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just mad.
It's bizarre.
It's just it just devalues it so much. Like, well, I just can't believe that anyone would look at that and think that all fans watching that game know that they're seeing the top level of team.
I think the Sri Lankan fans. There's 2 games in Victoria because there's so many Sri Lankan expats that live down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's heaps of them. Like there's so many. So I can understand why Sri Lanka would probably come over there, but. From this, we were talking about it last week, saying about the benefit of Australia going to New Zealand. Was one of the things was to help out New Zealand cricket. But what's the point of Sri Lanka coming to Australia? I mean, at the end of the Australian summer, most of the sports over there have now moved on to the winter season. So whether it's rugby, whether it's AFL, and so forth.
BBL's finished.
It just seemed like a very
Money.
Yeah, but I mean, if no one turns up and no one watches, I mean, what's the...
What about your point about the loss of earnings for those Australians that aren't playing? That's an interesting one. You were saying that...
Oh, well, yeah, that was something we were talking about before the cast, yeah. I mean, look, I think that was more to do with the New Zealand series, more than anything else. Because I think they got penalised for losing the series. So in one way, like the ACB, obviously has players resting and leaves some of their better players out. But they lose the series, then the players get penalised, but penalised on their wages. So it's a bit strange. So that was in the papers this morning back home about that because the cricket union and so forth has been up in arms to comments about it. So it's a bit strange. It's all about cost cutting from the ACB.
Wow. Okay.
Did you know that the Australian Cricket Board, you probably know this, I found this out today, have sold the rights for the live Ashes next winter to BT Sport? It's going to be on BT Sport 1.
Well, all the Australian cricket's on BT.
Yeah.
So like
and that's why it's this one time.
Yeah.
So I got an email from BT Sport today saying my subscription's going up £1 a month, but here's why. and then
you're helping Australian cricket. It's good.
Well, no. So Australian they outbid Sky 80 million to 60 million to get it, which it's no way going to be as good coverage as Sky.
No, I agree.
And if they don't have the verdicts, I'm losing. I'm packing in. If they don't have Bob on,
Give it that, Bob.
the double whammy would be.
It does make sense why they're making such a big deal of promoting like the Australian cricket against South Africa and so forth.
Yeah.
It's really over here. Who really cares that much?
I thought he would have seen it in the news. I'd never.
So it's not on Sky then?
It's not on Sky Sports Live. No, obviously they'll have highlights, but it's on beat. The whole of the Ashes this time next year. Well,
I
not.
can't remember actually, because when the Ashes are over in Australia, do you have the Sky commentary team, or do you have, or do you hear the brilliant Australian commentators?
No, we don't have your.
They're not biased at all.
We don't. Yeah, you don't have.
The BT's coverage is it's like it's every all the coverage is light years behind Sky. The BBC, everybody in all sports, it'll be terrible.
But that's a good question, Joe, whether or not Sky Sports UK still got the rights for it over here. But they obviously didn't.
No. In this country, when I watch it in a few months' time, it will be on BT Sport 1 live.
Okay. But yeah, answering your question, Marty, usually we don't have the Channel 9 guys coming through. Then we have all the Sky for the Ashes. I mean, it's a big deal. So Sky put a lot of money into it. So it's all the normal Sky commentators are in a Sky studio doing their normal stuff. So that's the norm. But obviously,
but the whole thing comes up with Sky in only 2019, and they're worried like the football that BT's going to take the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everything.
It sounds like I mean, it's going that way because I know subscription levels are dropping quite fiercely on Sky as well, so it's quite interesting to see what happened after 2019. I guess that leads quite nicely actually on to the interesting goings on at the ICC recently. They had their meeting over the weekend to discuss many different topics. One of which was the financing of who gets what in terms of the finances of world cricket. There was obviously a huge roar a couple of years ago or 3 years ago, I think in 2014, the deal was made that effectively put Australia, India and England in charge of the finances and got a huge amount of distribution of the finances across those 3 countries, which gave them the sort of ability to sort of bully the rest of the countries into doing what they liked in terms of scheduling, television and everything else. Over the weekend, they put in place plans to sort of drag that back a little bit. Redistribute some of the funds to the other nations involved. The BCCI are absolutely up in arms about this. They voted against it. I think Sri Lanka voted against it as well, and Zimbabwe abstained. Everyone else voted for it.
Why would Sri Lanka vote against it?
I think
There must be some shenanigans going behind
Yeah.
the scenes or some bullying
I believe there's some.
for that to be
You know,
happening.
it's the type of world where, particularly when I was in India the last sort of 3 weeks, I've been reading the Times of India and a couple of other publications about how these things work, and they're very open and honest about the fact that these sort of deals are made by the boards speaking to another board and promising them things like a share of television rights for a certain series, how many visits they'll make to them. So I imagine that was probably based on India making certain promises to them about scheduling over the next few years or whatever. But yeah, the BCCI I feel incredibly hard done by. They feel that they bring in something like 80% of the revenue, so they only get 15% of the finances coming through. But
Then the game dies otherwise. I mean, the whole thing stinks. I mean,
this whole Death of the Gentleman documentary.
it's like FIFA. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it just becomes fast. I mean, it's all very well India certainly bringing in so much money, England and Australia as well. But if we can't have what happened to the West Indies just happen to several other countries as well, surely it becomes
It's pointless. I mean, we're just playing ourselves over and over again, and that's just no one wants that. It means a very dull, monotonous type of world. I mean, what kind of things were they saying in the papers over there?
Well, there was. I mean, this is the Times of India. So one writer was talking about basically how awful this sort of new agreement might be for the BCCI. The guillotine, words like the guillotine coming down on the BCCI's neck is coming all more imminent with these agreements. There was also talk about various things about how much money the BCCI bring in, and therefore why on earth aren't they getting their sort of fair share? Is their view of it? They think that they're being robbed of their fair sort of cut of the cake. There's also another. I never really considered this as an issue, but I don't know if this is a problem. But certainly, it seems like in India they worry about the kind of the colonial hangover stuff. There was talk about one of the people who's part of the four-man committee that the Supreme Court will have to get involved in India to appoint a four-man panel to run the game after the previous BCCI board weren't meeting any of the criteria that were set by the Supreme Court. So they put 4 people in charge of BCCI for the time being, which is called a COA, I think. And one of their guys has said he's worried about the fact that even though India's financial sort of strength is massive within cricket, they're worried that yet again they're going to be part of the prejudice against Asian countries within the ICC, which is a hangover from the colonial era, and it's well documented apparently as an ideology within the ICC, which is something that I've never ever considered. But the fact that the Asian countries, do they really get sort of...
Well, how did they get that power in the first place if there was colonialism going on there?
Well, yeah, I mean, it says they reckon it's well documented that Asian countries have been prejudiced against in terms of the power within the ICC and world cricket.
Well, I'm sure in the history of the ICC that would have been the case. I mean, when cricket was run out of the MCC, ran the Lords.
Yeah.
I think to say things like that in the modern world is ludicrous. We know that they've got all the money. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's just about distribution to make cricket survive and thrive throughout the world.
Yeah.
And then they might have all the money, but they've got to pay their fair share to help that to happen. I mean, otherwise
there's got to be,
that's it.
There's got to be an element of responsibility. If you're the number one in terms of finances, you don't have to be a complete socialist to think that let's redistribute some of this elsewhere in the world and make it a good product the world over.
Yeah. So what did we think about some of the things that came out of the, was it the agreement in principle in regard to, I guess it was 3 parts, wasn't there? There was the test matches with the 9 major nations, minus Zimbabwe, and the 3 minor ones, having that 2-year, was it the test championship? And then the one day, was it 12 teams or 15?
13, I think.
13 teams, was it? Doing that, and that was a 3-year qualification for the World Cup.
Yep.
And then the T20s, where you had the regional qualifications for the World T20 competitions. I mean, personally, I think they're all really worthwhile things. I think it does give some context. It still allows, especially the test nations like Australia and England, to keep playing the Ashes series without that being compromised. Yeah. And hopefully it will stop any of those Mickey Mouse 2 test series that they kind of play just because they have to.
I agree. I think Test cricket has been crying out for it. The buzzword is context and has been for quite a while, but Test cricket has survived without. It's got this farcical ranking system that no one really knows how the point system works and everything, but it's managed to survive basically on, in inverted commas, friendlies throughout history. But it's just unrealistic in today's world to not have something, organised like a league system, a full competition, whether it runs for 2 years. I'd actually almost prefer it if it was a 4-year thing. It'd actually feel a bit more like a World Cup type.
Well, it'd have to be, because if you think about it, you've got to play every home and away. I mean, God, you can't. I know you split it in 2, but still.
I prefer if they did it over 4 years actually, and then play each team home and away. They're doing it in
a full 5 test series?
It doesn't have to be. What they've said is that you play each team once, so 4 home, 4 away within 2 year cycle, then have a final at the end of it.
What about just when the Ashes comes around? Is that played as just for the Ashes?
No, that'll count towards it. But I think the length of the Test series is up for grabs. I presume it'll be like a minimum of 3, maximum of 5. But the points for winning a series or drawing a series or losing a series will go towards the championship. So you'll play 8 series in 2 years. Some of them will be 3, some of them will be 4, presumably, and others 5. So the Ashes will stay intact.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the idea is with these. So I think that they're looking at Afghanistan and Ireland to have test status. But I think the teams will play them, but when you play them, the points won't count towards this 2 year cycle. I think we were laughing about it earlier. The idea of Ireland going over to play India in a 3-tier series.
I mean, they'd get hammered, and it wouldn't be pretty.
Well, it wouldn't be good for anyone.
It wouldn't be good for anyone.
No.
But at the same time, integrating them, providing they meet certain criteria, I think is probably the sensible way to go. Actually, which is not a word that you often associate with the ICC, but they seem to. I think it's a really good idea. I think it's a great model. I think Test cricket is desperate for it.
Yeah,
you can try it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You just got to try it, though, haven't you?
It was taking away the idea of a full member status to play tests.
Yeah,
I think it's quite beneficial, and it allows those countries, I think, that like the Afghanistan and so forth, to actually play tests. Whereas previously they had to, they're probably ready for it against some of the smaller teams.
Yeah,
I think it's a good stepping stone.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I think I suppose the interesting thing would be, it seems like there'd be after that 2 year period there would be a final. So I don't know if this is in the plan, but like where would that be? Would Lords or the MCG or something, did they just bid for that?
Well, presumably the top team would get a home final. I mean, it would just be a bit silly to have 2 teams playing a neutral medium.
But surely it depends on the time of year as well. Like when does it finish? It needs to be in season, doesn't it? It's tricky.
Yeah, that's the problem with cricket.
And then presumably that's a timeless test, is it? Yeah, you've got to have a winner, haven't you?
Put his bat out for a draw. It's only going to 2 years.
Yeah, that would be Ali Cook.
Yeah.
that would be his legacy, wouldn't it?
So wouldn't be a serious
chance to go for on day 5, but we'll just pan out.
On the 5th day, going to go for the win. We'll get a bat on.
So the finals wouldn't be a final series as such.
I think it'd just be a one-off test, as a cup final, which would be a brilliant showpiece. But
that's not the point of test. The point of Test cricket is 25 days in total where you get found out, and it is the ultimate test. You can't go through all this grind and then just have one test match.
Yeah.
You've got to have, for me, you've got to have a series.
One session could win it. One session. Could
Yeah, exactly. If the toss.
So you need.
You've got to have a.
The toss would. Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah, that could be it on the game. Yeah.
It would have to be a series. It's a great idea in principle, but that final would have to.
So you'd have to have a 3-match series. Yeah.
I think so.
That's true.
Yeah.
You'd have to, surely.
Yeah.
It would just defeat the whole bit because.
But would that be neutral or home or?
Well, it'd be the top. It'll be the top.
The number one
Yeah,
side.
so I'm happy to talk.
What do you want?
You might have to wait.
You can't have the showpiece for test matches played inside empty grounds. I mean,
Well,
anyway. But, I mean,
yeah.
Not really. Yeah. What you play the UAE or something? It's miserable.
I think what you need to alleviate from this whole thing is if you're trying to establish at the end of 2 years what the best test nation is in the world, you need to alleviate any possible question mark over that whatsoever, right? So if it's a...
Because again, that takes away context.
Yeah.
In itself, doesn't it?
But you can't, because it's not like the people retire, people get. It's not like I know it's kind of too long for me in a way, because
2 years, really?
or even 2 or 4. You'll have a completely different team starting as you will, ending as you.
Definitely probably 4.
Yeah.
I think 2 years has to be 2. I mean, and otherwise you can't play each other.
I think what you'll definitely do is as well, you'll see a little bit like what we see in rugby now in a 4-year cycle. Is you'll you'll get to the end of that cycle and almost have a squad of sort of 15 or 16 and say, right, I want these guys to be the side for the next 2 years, and then reassess really after the end of that championship, which provides actually quite a bit of stability. And you'll probably see the same in coaching staff. You know, there'll be like a 2 or 4 year or 6 year turnover period. You know, there'll be a definite ringing of changes for a side that hasn't done well at the end of each 2 year cycle. You know.
Yeah, sure.
So I think it's a good model.
Oh, sorry.
I was just thinking that it sounds great.
Yeah. Well, what about with the one days? I mean, I quite like the idea of having some context to the World Cup as well.
I think qualification and yeah, I mean
it's always been a criticism of those kind of these little sort of Mickey Mouse sort of one day series of 3 matches or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, what's the context of it? If there is some context and it's building up to the World Cup and can use that as like a building block of qualification and so forth, it means that games are important.
And also make it simple to understand. If it's a league table, just make it simple. I mean, all these, you know, I know there's different weightings, or there could be different weightings for the strength of the opposition, for home or away, that kind of thing, but nobody understands it. It makes it really difficult for anyone to give it any sort of, you know, notice, really, because no one has a clue how the ranking system works at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Fine, okay, well that's good. I guess the one more piece of business that came out at the World today, or yesterday I think, was Andre Russell news. I don't know if you guys have all heard about this, but he's been, anyone know how long his ban is? I don't know actually.
1 year.
It's a year's ban?
It's a year.
From all cricket?
Yeah.
So I believe he sort of came out and seemed to blame it on his manager a little bit, but he basically, he didn't specify his whereabouts for 3 separate drug tests, I think. Because of that, obviously, you know, there's no one saying that he's taken any drugs, but it's a ridiculously stupid thing to fall into, isn't it?
Well, they kind of are, though, aren't they? Really. I mean, you know, I think the admissions these days of you know, missing these tests is almost like seen as a admission.
Well, it should be, because like if you miss a test and think, well, I'm not taking drugs, so I don't deserve to get banned, even though I've just been a bit stupid and not been organised or something, you're making it easier for the actual guys who have taken drugs to potentially get away with it. If you get off lightly because of just your bad organisational skills or bad admin, then you're leading the way for other guys to, you know, there's all sorts of other doors might open. I think it's just ridiculous. You're a professional athlete.
Well, you're a professional athlete, and you might sort of say, oh, look, you know, he's been absent-minded and he's missed them, but that's your job. That's what you do. You know fully well the consequences.
Yeah, the rules are there.
So why on earth would you ever do it? So
did you say he blamed it on his manager?
Yeah, apparently he's had a go at his manager, or sort of used that as an excuse to say his manager is usually in charge of, you know, making sure he's in the right place at the right time or whatever, and he didn't, and you know, he's a bit of an oversight or whatever. But I mean, it's just crazy for me. But
I think it's like, for a guy like that, like, think about how many different places that guy's been in the world for the last 16 months playing cricket, and this isn't an excuse.
That's true.
Think about how in and out. You know, the WADA wants you to give dates up to a year of an hour period.
Yeah.
You've got to give them like 9 hour periods of 9 individual hour periods of where you're going to be across that year. And he came into England for 4 games and then went over to like.
Yeah, but he'll be signing these contracts well in advance, so he'll know his schedule.
Nah, I don't think so. You know,
he will
for example,
do.
the IPL auction's not starting until how far in front of the IPL? You know, Nottinghamshire. He wouldn't have known that he was coming back to play for Nottinghamshire unless they qualified for the semi-finals. It could be here, there.
Yeah, but then you have to make amendments. I don't have any sympathy. I mean,
I 100% agree, but maybe that's something that.
If your schedule changes, you'll have to let them know. It's as simple
I'm
as
just
that.
saying that maybe it's something that needs to be taken into consideration. The fact that he might not be guilty. Sure, he's done wrong, but he might not be guilty, and it might just be a simple oversight from that fact. That
I think it probably is. He probably hasn't taken drugs. It probably is just poor admin.
Yeah.
But
you've got to be strict on it.
Consequences for a guy who plays a lot of 2020 cricket to miss a year's cricket.
It's massive.
I dread to think how much he's getting paid from all these franchise things. He's going to learn the hard way. So
if people who are taking drugs, they see other people and get a slap on the wrist, then to get away with getting caught, they just won't go.
I'm certainly not trying to make an excuse. I think it's just I think that maybe a lesson needs to be learned from this. That maybe I don't need to think about that a little bit more in terms of the context of the 2020 cricket.
Yeah. Cool, okay, well, as always, we'd like to hear everyone else's thoughts on this. We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can search for the Sticky Wicket podcast. We're also on the the SoundCloud and on iTunes. If you just search for Hoods. On Twitter as well, we're at Cricket Pod if you want to get involved in any of the discussions that we've talked about on the podcast. On iTunes and SoundCloud, please just subscribe to us, hit subscribe, you'll get this podcast and any others that we record straight to your phone or tablet. And please write us a review as well, it really helps to get our numbers up, so that'd be most appreciated. But I think that's it from us all this week, so cheers, cheese.
Loving it.
Thanks, Manny.
Thank you, Joe.
Cheers, Ed.
Pleasure.
See you guys, thank you.
Cheers, Joe.